Good afternoon, Pokésports, and welcome to another VGC Battle Stadium Series 7 video, bringing you a Crobat team. Now, Crobat is actually not a bad Pokemon. It has the access to Inner Focus, which means you can pretty much always get a Tailwind up. You almost have to double attack this thing. You do have to double attack this thing because there is a Focus Sash on it in order to prevent Tailwind first turn. And this has the exact same speed as Aerodactyl. So, some can argue it's just technically a better Aerodactyl, so I probably should have used Aerodactyl a couple of videos ago, but that was the Aerodactyl video. This is the Crobat video. It's time to give Crobat a little bit of a showcase, so of course, we're not going to be Dynamaxing this thing. We're only going to be going for Tailwind and kind of like a support type with the Crobat. We also do have the Rotom-H here, which is nice because it gives us another immunity to ground. We have the Grimmsnarl with full Incense. I hate going against this thing, so I'm using it. We have the Nihilego, which is 4 times weak to ground, which is why it's nice having a Crobat and a Rotom-H on the exact same team. We have the Lapras as our Dynamax option, sitting here with the weakness policy, and I think we also... Wait, I built this team a while ago. Did I do this? Yep, I gave Absorb. I gave Absorb to Crobat to proc that weakness policy. I'm a madman. And we have the Kartana, which I guess could also proc that weakness policy, but we probably won't be going for that. With the Assault Vest, just like standard Kartana things. But anyway, that's the Crobat team. If you guys are excited to see Crobat here on the channel, you know what to do. Hit that like button down below and subscribe to the Pokésports channel if you haven't done so already, because we have new rental codes every single day and you don't want to miss those. And with that said, let's get on to the battles. A top 1000 Rain team. Okay. Well, I am definitely bringing Rotom-H and Kartana no matter what happens here. I'm also definitely going to bring my Lapras with Freeze Dry. I guess that's my whole team, huh? Just bring those 4. Yeah, sure. I don't see why not, right? The Rillaboom threatens the Lapras, but we have Kartana. Yeah, honestly, that's just really solid. Thankfully, we do have a very easy matchup against Rain, and also the Crobat and Lapras lead is nice for, you know, getting our weakness policy off if we don't even need to set up Tailwind. I guess we'll see what the situation presents to us and hopefully go from there. Call me crazy, I'm not too afraid of Rain. I probably should be because Rain is very terrifying and I don't really have a way to counter weather on the team, but I do have the appropriate Pokemon to deal with it. Actually, I think I might definitely want Tailwind. Just so I can outspeed with my Rotom-H when I swap it in, and they just went for the straight offense here, and they might even try to match the Tailwind with that dirty Pelipper over there. The good news is I could just commit to try to KO the Pelipper. Part of me really wants to Dynamax, part of me also just wants to stay a baby for now, and then just Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry the Pelipper, try to get rid of it this turn, because I don't want him to set up Tailwind, and hopefully he doesn't have Sash, because he does have the Urshifu on his team. Why is Crobat so thick, though? It's so big! I always thought Crobat was a small Pokemon, but I never really expected it to be that big. Okay, my opponent's gonna Dynamax. Dynamaxing their Kingdra. Alright. Alright, Kingdra's gonna get big. Hopefully they don't decide to attack my Lapras. That'd be a little bit weird. Yeah, straight into Crobat. Not a Residence either, which is big news for us. For some reason, decided that Geyser was the option there. Also, Life Orb, we're learning things. We get the Tailwind up, which means we will be outspeeding the Pelipper, and we will be getting this Freeze Dry off. Please no Sash. Nice, nice. Getting rid of their potential Tailwind. That is huge. Also getting rid of their weather if they end up running out of it. If this game actually ends up going to 5 turns, I highly doubt it. But good news here is that we can now Dynamax our Lapras, smack it with an Absorb, and then Prosper. Question is... Oh yeah, we definitely Prosper here. All we gotta do... Oh... He's gonna Bullet Punch Crobat. Should we even... I guess we could take the Hard Swap into Kartana. I don't know how much it changes, though. We could also just let Crobat go down. If for some reason he decides not to, I'm still going to go for the Absorb onto the Lapras. Do we Dynamax this? Or do we just Freeze Dry again? I'm gonna hold my Dynamax for now. I'm gonna try to Freeze Dry again. He didn't Bullet Punch me. What? What's happening? This is gonna be a +2 Freeze Dry now. Wait, why was there no Bullet Punch? Wormwind? Eat it up, Lapras. Nice. This is still so worth. I couldn't be any happier about this. Because we're still gonna go first, yeah. Goodbye! Freeze Dry is literally Rain's worst enemy. You went for Swords? My dude. My greedy dude. I don't know, man. That seems a little bit off. Ursh coming out now. I'm gonna go for the Brave Bird. And I'm gonna go for the Hydro. I'm not committing to Dynamax right now because my opponent doesn't have Dynamax, so why would I even bother? He's gonna go for the Sucker Punch into the Crobat. Will knock me out. I shouldn't actually live a Bullet Punch here. Yeah, this will destroy me. Wait, maybe this. Okay, so I definitely have to Dynamax my. Rotom here, I think. Thankfully, the last two Pokemon I have around don't really care about Bullet Punch at all. They do care about Urshifu, and Urshifu is kind of a threat. But I think here we could just Dynamax, go for the Max Flare onto the Scizor, and then just go for the Sacred Sword. Is that more damage? Or Aerial Ace? Definitely Sacred Sword. Okay, cool. We'll go for the Sacred Sword onto the Ursh. Yeah, that should be fine. I don't actually know if the Scizor will die to this Max Flare from my Rotom. I am very offensive, but at the same time we are in the rain, so my damage will get mitigated. It's only 2 times damage. But at the very least, like I said, neither one of my Pokemon care about the Scizor. Maybe I should have actually just focused on taking out the Urshifu first, since Urshifu can be a threat with Wicked Blow and stuff. Scizor protects. This is actually good, because I get rid of the weather and don't get punished for it. Sacred Sword isn't enough to KO, but it is still a lot of damage. We're going to change the weather. We're faster than Urshifu because the Tailwind is still up. But the Tailwind should actually be running out this turn. Now, it all depends on how much damage I take to Wicked Blow. Ooh, I ate it up. Perfect, man. Rotom doing its thing. Tailwind's going to Peter here. All we got to do is Max Flare into you. And we got to go for the Sacred Sword into you. We'll keep it simple. And that should be game. Even though our Tailwind is out, we should still be outspeeding both of these Mons. At the very least, we should still be outspeeding with our Kartana. Unless Scarf, did he use other items? I mean, other moves? I don't know. Nah, we still outspeed. Perfect. Oh, that's a Bullet Punch. We eat it up. Maybe not that well, but hey, Kartana still has very high defense, thankfully. Gonna go for the Sacred Sword, smack this Ursh in the face. Get our Beast Boost. That will not matter because we're about to light this bug on fire. Not a bad game. Actually, very good. I think, yeah, the Scizor going for Swords Dance was very terrifying, and he probably needed the Swords Dance to KO my Lapras. But by not KOing my Crobat, he allowed me to get Weakness Policy off on Lapras to just obliterate that Kingdra. Anyway, Crobat, MVP of the game. On to the next one. Now, when it comes to Series 7, it doesn't get any more basic than this right here. Urshifu, Heatran, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom, Landorus-T, Zapdos. Now, how do I break through this? I think we definitely set up Tailwind here because my opponent doesn't really have Tailwind. They only have like T-Wave for speed control or Airstreams. So let's go with Crobat. Let's go with Lapras. I think it's a pretty solid lead again. We can We actually don't have any necessity to bring in the Rotom. But I do like the thought of bringing Nihilego just to deal with that Zapdos and the Rillaboom and the Grimmsnarl. It kind of walled by the Heatran though, but oh well. So let's do that. Let's do Nihilego and let's do Kartana? Kartana's a little weird. Maybe we still do bring a Rotom. Just so we have like a switch into the Heatran. Or like a better switch into the Heatran. Also gives us like an electric way to like deal with the Urshifu. Because if we bring Kartana versus Urshifu, we actually go down to like close combats, which isn't nice. And we become super fighting weak because we also do have the Lapras that doesn't like close combats either. Nice gloves, man. We'll see how this one goes. Hopefully it goes as good as the last one. The last one, like everything worked out. Like everything that I wanted to happen happened. What do you got for me? Grimmsnarl Heatran. So there is fake out potential, but thankfully both my Pokemon can't get fake outed. The Heatran should be easily like tolerable, but I think before I even bother hitting Heatran, I could just get this Tailwind up. I think I'd rather just go for the Absorb here and get the KO on the Grimm. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's what I'm going to do. I could always Tailwind the following turn. I'm already faster than everything here. He can't fake me out either, which is nice. Because of Inner Focus. OP. Crobat doing some things, man. Like, I'm impressed with Crobat. I know what you're thinking, Kevin. Why do you have a Focus Sash Brave Bird absorb Crobat? I mean, this is why. This is why, just to support. Double purple lead, too, which is looking mighty fresh. Withdrawing the Grimm. Okay. You're not going to appreciate this resonance, my friend. I'm going to get the free opportunity to just remove the Zapdos from the game. That is honestly amazing. One of Lapras's biggest threats is about to get deleted. Oh my goodness. Here's the Absorb, smacking my Lapras hardly. More like tickling my Lapras. Gonna break our weakness policy, and you already know how we do, boys. You know how we do here on the Pokésports channel. G-Max Resonance +2 into the Zapdos spot. Toodaloo. Good riddance. Don't come back. Dynamax is a fun mechanic. Just ask my boy Clarence. Clarence knows all about Dynamax. Heat Wave. Okay. We can deal. We can deal, we can deal. The next game plan becomes set up Tailwind before our Crobat goes down. Sends in the Ursh, though. Okay. We still don't need the Tailwind. Part of me just wants to Brave Bird the Urshifu until tomorrow. I think we double down into Urshifu. If Heatran's going for Heat Waves, then we'll just let him. Let's see how much this Brave Bird actually does. Let's see what this... That is so much damage for almost no investment. I have 4 attack on this Crobat. Wicked Blow into my Lapras. Too bad I'm Shell Armor. Max Geyser. Gonna be able to finish off this Urshi. And then Heatran's gonna be in the rain. This Heat Wave ain't gonna do enough damage to our boy Crobat. Crobat's gonna live throughout this whole game, I think, even. Lapras avoids the Heat Wave. Not that that made a difference. And Crobat's gonna eat it up nicely. Now my opponent still does have to Dynamax. They still do have a Grimmsnarl with probably some screens in the back, which can make it very annoying for my team. But I'm going to taunt the Grimm. This is the other nice thing about Crobat. You can actually taunt dark types. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Max Geyser the Heatran to just remove the Heatran from the game. Battle is canceled. We're taking it home. What are these two Pokemon, man? What? This is actually like a very strong combination of just Lapras and Crobat. I'm not even kidding, man. Anyway, on to the next one, folks. Okay, there's definitely something going on here. I see the Comfey, I see the Dragapult. That's probably weakness policy, Dragapult, and you know the whole deal with that. I also see the electric weakness. Well, I mean, I guess it's only Milotic. The Zapdos is neutral to it. Only really has one immunity to electric and one resistance. Huh. Alright, so what we do here is we definitely bring Lapras, but I don't know if we lead with Crobat. Crobat could help us get some speed going, which is nice. And then maybe our Lapras can even outspeed the Dragapult and take it out. So let's do, actually, yeah, why not? Let's do Crobat, let's do Lapras. But this time around, I think we do need Nihilego and Kartana, since his whole team is like a fairy type. And Nihilego can help deal with the Zapdos. So the Steel can deal with the two fairies, the two support fairies, and then the Grass can actually deal with the Milotic and the Mudsdale. So Kartana is actually win condition. We might be Dynamaxing Lapras, but Kartana is the win condition. We're Dynamaxing Lapras just for support, just to get some stats up. Definitely is going to lead with the Comfey Dragapult. Saw that coming from a mile away. Gonna Drain Kiss himself first turn. Which means we have the opportunity to do a couple of things. Either we set up Tailwind, or we also smack ourselves with the Absorb, and then try to take out the Dragapult. I think that's the better option. And we can always taunt Comfey next. No, we have to taunt Comfey this turn, though. We're going to taunt Comfey this turn. We're going to go for the G-Max Resonance onto Dragapult. And then this way he can't flow healing himself next turn. Now, if I'm lucky, my opponent dumps their attacks into this Lapras right now. Because I actually don't want them to break the Sash on my Crobat, because then that means that I can get a Tailwind / Absorb up next turn. Because one hit from this Dragapult, I'm done. But I don't think they want to waste their Dynamax, like, their +2 Dynamax move on my Crobat. That seems very, very strange. My other option was just, you know, absorbing my Lapras here. And then just going for the KO on the Dragapult. But I also wanted to... oh, that does so much damage to Dragapult. I might still get the KO on Dragapult as long as I lift his turn. Which means I would have made the right decision. Let's see how much damage Dragapult is doing. We outspeed the Pult. That's a tanky Pult. Whoa. Okay. Phantasm into the poor Crobat. So that means Crobat is going to go down to Drain Kiss next turn, sadly. But, oh well. It did its thing, right? I mean, I could always preserve it. Tailwind could always come in handy later. And Dragapult was the vastest thing that he had on his side of the field, so... Is that doing it? Ah, close. Very close. But at least we get the Resonance up. And he can't go for Flow and Healing with the Comfey. The issue is, I don't think I'm comfortable sacking off a Kartana and a Nihilego to the Dragapult yet. So I think I'm just going to go for... Yeah, I'm just going to double down on this Dragapult. I could have absorbed myself, but I probably should have, now that I'm thinking about it more. Just to guarantee I get the weakness policy procced, because both these Pokemon can't really proc it on me unless Comfey has Giga Drain as well. I definitely do feel like the taunt first turn was the play though. Because it feels nice knowing that they can't heal up their Dragapult after all that. They're gonna max guard. I should have just smacked myself. Huh? Why would he even do that? Nothing's gonna happen this turn. He could have just taken out my Crobat right there. I'm confused. Anyway, it looks like he doesn't know that he can hit my Crobat with it. So I'm gonna go for the Absorb on myself now. And I'm gonna Geyser the Dragapult. I just want to get rid of it. Get rid of their Dynamax, get rid of their +2. It'll get rid of ours as well. I mean, that's one way to get rid of it. They're preserving the Pult. Okay. Sends in the Fairy. They're opting for 0 offensive pressure here. And then Draining Kiss onto my Crobat. That makes sense. I so could have absorbed last turn. Oh well. Missed opportunities, folks. All I have to do here is go for the Geyser, though. Get some damage off on their Fairy. Or we crit the Fairy. That's what I like to see. Nice. Okay, shiny fairies. Shiny fairies, I'm about to introduce you to my friend Nihilego. My good old friend Nihilego. All I gotta do here, I'm gonna hold my power herb for now. Because I'm gonna get the beast boost anyway. If I just, you know, go for Sludge Bomb onto Comfey. And go for Hydro Pump onto Comfey. I'm doubling down on this Comfey because the taunt is running out soon. And I don't want it to have Floral Healing again next to this fairy. And at the very least, if fairy decides to go for a Follow Me, then it'll just get redirected anyway. I'll be able to KO this fairy with one of my 2 attacks. And then the other attack will fly into Comfey. If fairy goes for Protect and I doubled into the fairy, then that's very bad. Typically, you always want to target the side mon when you're going against a Clefairy. In comes Zapdos. What's with me just deleting Zapdos today? There's the Protect. That's why you want to do it, folks. What's with me just deleting Zapdoses? I might not get it here. Oh, maybe with the Poison, though. Poison might come in clutch here. Hit the Hydro. Nice! Lapras, put it in work, boys. Good riddance. Poison didn't matter. Not bad, man. He is left with only Dragapult as the offensive pressure. Comfey can't win this game by kissing my Pokemon to death. It just ain't gonna happen. Here comes Dragapult. And all that's left is Sludge Bomb the Fairy since it can't Protect again. And let's Freeze Dry the Fairy too, because why not? One of my 2 attacks will delete the Fairy. Dragapult could probably disappear into another dimension, which is a little bit sad. But we could probably work around that. What did he go for the first turn? It was Max Phantasm, right? So my Lapras is actually at -1 defense right now. Which is a little bit concerning. Considering, you know, yeah, it's going to go for the Phantom Force. Considering my Lapras being at 1 HP and my Nihilego being a Nihilego with no defenses, I should be a little bit concerned here. At least we get the Beast Boost. Oh, but you know what's funny? Technically speaking, he can't Floral Healing the Dragapult. Because Dragapult's in another dimension and Floral Healing will always go first. So this is our opportunity to just delete this Comfey. If we can even do so. And if that doesn't work, we're going to Freeze Dry the Dragapult. To at least ensure that he has nothing to... Oh. Well, I'm happy that I split my attacks there, but this is actually not the greatest thing ever. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. Not gonna take us out. But the Sludge Bomb still might take out the Dragapult, thankfully. He resisted. Nice. Resisted, but +1 and stab. And a Nihilego. Getting our Beast Boost, not gonna matter. Gonna go for the Freeze Dry onto the Comfey. Probably is gonna live. But it's Comfey versus the world right now. If my opponent doesn't forfeit this, they have a lot more... They have a lot more faith than I do. I'm just going to go for the Sludge Bomb and the Freeze Dry because those are 2 guaranteed attacks. They don't forfeit, are going to go for the Draining Kiss onto the Lapras. It's going to do a sizable chunk to me and get some health back for them, but this Sludge Bomb at +2 should be all she wrote. Nihilego going to vomit in this Comfey's face and take the game. Not even bad, man. This team is putting in some serious work, and these battles are so quick. Let's go to a spicy game 4, boys. Top 500 team, Mr. Seto Kaiba himself. Okay. Very threatening team. Double Horse with Aleki and Rotom. Heat. So double Horse, double Electric, Urshifu, and the Fairy. Now, this actually might be a game where we don't bring Lapras in the lead. I know that seems weird to say, but I think we'd be better off not doing it. Because of that Aleki lead, just being like double electric types against the Aleki is kind of not the greatest thing in the world. I could always go with the Nihilego lead, which is what I'm leaning towards doing. Yeah, I kind of like Nihilego here. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Or maybe I just save the Nihilego so I can go against the Glastrier later on. I just kind of want to get rid of Fairy as soon as I can. So what about Kartana? Go Kartana Crobat, Nihilego, and Rotom? I kind of like that. I think that's doable. That's totally doable. It's very hyper offensive, I know. But I think this might be the game for it. Because it looks like my opponent's very hyper offensive as well, with the Clefairy just kind of to slow me down a little bit. But if we delete the Clefairy immediately, we get rid of the Friend Guard, we can take some serious advantage with that. There's the Fairy, there's a Spectrier. Crobat speed ties Spectrier. So whether or not we get the Tailwind up immediately is up to Crobat. If Crobat wants to be a good boy, he could do it. I could also go for the Taunt of the Fairy and then just do that next turn. I have to be a little bit concerned with the Spectrier Will-O-Wisp. I think I am very concerned because burning my Cortana would be detrimental to the game. So let's just go in with the... I guess we could go in with Rotom, but that wouldn't really solve anything. Let's go in with Nihilego. And let's take this opportunity to Tailwind. I think we still Tailwind. We could always taunt the next turn. And regardless, we want to KO the Fairy before KOing the Spectrier anyway. So if they decide to follow me next turn, it won't be that big of a deal. Alright, let's see how this turn plays out. Dynamaxing the Spectrier! Not what I expected. I thought Will-O-Wisp was coming. We might be in danger. The only good news here is that I get a guaranteed Tailwind up. But my Nihilego is not going to appreciate this attack. That's fine. Thank goodness I didn't taunt. Okay. So far, so good. Let me just go for the Tailwind here. Then max Phantasm into my Nihilego. I think I take it because Nihilego is like super special defensive. Okay, good. Now what? I think I just have to go for Meteor Beam, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Meteor Beam. I can't switch out again. I'm gonna go for Meteor Beam, hit that Spectrier in the face, and then I'm gonna take this turn to taunt the Fairy. If Fairy wants to redirect this, so be it. So be it. Withdraws. Predicting the taunt, maybe. Into Ursh. Okay. Well, Ursh, I guess at least I know he can't protect anymore. Here's the Meteor Beam. Will it connect, boys? Get that +1, you tentacle thing. Tentacle monster hat thing. I'll see how much the Meteor Beam does. Now keep in mind, Spectrier has very low special defense, but at the same time, it's also Dynamax, so it has double the HP. That's good damage. I respect that damage. Followed by Max Strike to lower our speeds. On the Crobat, though, he's letting my Spectrier live a turn longer than it should. Hear me out. I think Urshifu is going to go for Sucker Punch here on my Nihilego to take it out. So if he's slowing my speed, I could set up Trick Room. That's just really greedy. I'm going to Protect. I know that Urshifu breaks to Protect, but I just don't want him to Sucker Punch. And then I'm going to go for the Brave Burn onto the Ursh to knock it out. Not knock it out. It'll do a lot of damage, but it won't knock it out. I probably should have gone for the Spectre, though. Swapping out the Spec, though. You're definitely committing to Sucker Punch now. But will he punch? Oh, he won't go down now because of the Fairy. Smart man. He's definitely going for the Nihilego, though, if he brings the Fairy back in that confidently. Got him, man. Brave Bird onto the Ursh. I'm going to do about half because of the Fairy's Friend Guard. It would have done, like, literally almost all of its health. if that 25% mitigation wasn't there. Now I have the opportunity to go back into Tana, I guess. I go into Tana. And I go all in on this Urshifu. Now, he might be locked into Sucker Punch. I could just go for the Protect again. Just so he doesn't hit me yet. I just don't want him to hit me yet. And then I'm going to max Airstream onto the Urshifu spot. And hope the Fairy doesn't go for Follow Me or anything. Alright, pull the Dynamax trigger, boys. It's time. Since I'm kind of convinced that the Spectrier doesn't have Will-O-Wisp because it showed me Max Strike, which means it probably has Mud Shot, Max Strike, and Shadow Ball and Protect. So I think it's pretty safe for us to go ahead and Dynamax our Kartana. We're going to get the Protect off this time. Like I said, it doesn't actually matter. I'm just trying to prevent the Sucker Punches. And the Fairy... You got never attack Fairy. There's no point. Sucker Punch. Oh, okay, on the Kartana. I don't care about that, dude. I don't care about that. You can do that all you want. I'm going to just go ahead and delete the Urshifu real quick. Get a +1 speed on our Nihilego. Means we now outspeed the Spectrier, which is amazing. Unless... I don't remember. Was the Nihilego hit by the Smart Strike? I think maybe. Because I think we're back up to neutral. Because I do think it was out on the field when Smart Strike happened. Aleki! Uh-oh. I am at +1 speed with Kartana. I don't know if that's enough to outspeed the Aleki. Let me check info real quick. Yeah, I am at neutral speed with Nihilego. Well, I've been trying so long to keep this Nihilego alive. It might be time to let it go. Maybe not let it go. I'll go into Rotom. And now's the time to get the Steel Spike off on the Fairy. I go all in on this Fairy. If he swaps into Spectrier, I kill the Spectrier. So, either way, it's a win-win for me. And then we're going here into the Rotom. Yeah, he's just going to sack off the Fairy. Perfect. It's about time we get rid of the Fairy here. Electro Web is going to slow us down a little bit, but Rotom doesn't care too much. Maybe I should have Airstreamed, but I think the KO on the Fairy is more important. Max Steel Spike from the Tana into the Fairy. Gonna just wipe it from existence. And now it becomes an Aleki and Spectrier. Spectrier around 1 HP-ish. Versus my Dynamax Tana for the last turn. And the Regieleki. Okay. I'm just a little bit confident here. I don't know if I should be this confident because Spectrier can do a lot of damage to Kartana. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to T-ball to the Spectrier. No, I'm going to go for the Overheat onto... Yeah, I go for Overheat on you. I actually don't know what I'm going to do. Let's just T-Bolts. Because I don't think Kartana can live. I mean, it's only Shadow Ball, right? Theoretically speaking, I should be able to live a Shadow Ball. Okay, so I keep changing my mind, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the Overheat onto you. I'm going to go for the Airstream onto you. We'll get our speed back a little bit just to try to combat this Electro Web. Communication was interrupted. I count that as a win. Do we get kicked? My opponent couldn't handle it. Anyway, it's time for the rental code. And here you have the Crobat team. I gotta say, 4 straight wins with this team. And I didn't come in with a lot of confidence. I didn't actually get to use Grimmsnarl too much. I understand it's a good Pokemon with, you know, just speed control and fake out and trick and stuff. I didn't get to use it. Probably because I was trying to showcase Crobat the majority of the video, but there was probably situations in one of those 4 battles where Grimmsnarl was the brain instead of Crobat. You don't really want to bring both of them to the same battle because they kind of fulfill the same role. Kind of fulfill that physical, prankster-ish or very fast Pokemon that can slow down your opponent or can speed up your team. They share a very similar role there. So you don't really want to bring them both to the same battle. The Lapras, Of course, amazing. Lapras has always been an amazing Pokemon, especially with like weakness policy and max special attack with Modest is just an incredible Pokemon. The Rotom didn't really do much today, but the Nihilego and the Kartana is such a nice core there. It's the nut core without the Urshifu pretty much. So they impressed me just on their own because one is very special defensive, one's very physically defensive. They just complement each other so much. Their weaknesses are also not overlapping either. So 10 out of 10 team. I'm honestly impressed. If you guys are impressed, you know what to do. Hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure to grab this rental code down below in the description. And if the rental code isn't working anymore, that means the video is probably too old. So just use the Poképaste, and you can use that as like a guide into building this team if you want to just build it yourself on cartridge or just play with it on Showdown. Anyway, I'm Ken of this Pokésports. Have a great night. Peace out.